They used to be friends, partners, co-founders with a shared vision of artificial intelligence that would serve humanity, not enslave it. But that was a long time ago, back when OpenAI was still a nonprofit, back when Sam Altman and Elon Musk could sit in the same room without lawyers present, back when the future of AI seemed like something they could build together. Now they can't even agree on what they built. What started as a philosophical disagreement has exploded into something much uglier. Public fights where each accuses the other of dishonesty, billion-dollar takeover attempts, and most recently, legal threats that drag Apple into the middle of their war. This isn't just another Silicon Valley feud. Two of the most prominent tech titans are fighting over the future of ChatGPT's creator, and by extension, the future of artificial intelligence itself. The stakes couldn't be higher. The control of AI isn't just about technology, it's about power. It's about who gets to decide how humanity's most transformative tool gets built, deployed, and ultimately, who it serves. But here's what makes this fight different from every other tech drama we've seen. Both men genuinely believe they're saving the world. And maybe that's exactly what makes them so dangerous. Elon Musk and Sam Altman were longtime friends who helped start OpenAI together. The year was 2015. The mission was simple, almost noble: create artificial general intelligence that benefits all of humanity. Not shareholders, not governments, everyone. Musk provided the initial funding. Altman provided the vision. Together, they structured OpenAI as a nonprofit, a deliberate choice meant to keep profit motives out of the equation. The idea was that if someone was going to build godlike AI, it shouldn't be driven by market forces or corporate interests. It should be open, transparent, safe. For a while it worked, but as the technology advanced, so did the costs. Training large language models isn't cheap. It requires massive computing power, top-tier talent, and infrastructure that burns through millions of dollars. Musk is now suing Altman and OpenAI, claiming the company diverged from its non-profit founding principles. That's when the cracks started to show. Musk wanted more control over the direction. Altman wanted more flexibility to scale. The non-profit structure that once felt like a moral choice began to feel like a constraint. And somewhere in that tension, a friendship that had been built on shared ideals started to fracture over something much more fundamental. Who gets to decide what benefiting humanity actually means? The final break came when OpenAI partnered with Microsoft, accepting billions in funding in exchange for what Musk saw as a betrayal of everything they'd originally stood for. Altman saw it as evolution. Musk saw it as corruption. And that's when friends became enemies. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman sparred with Elon Musk publicly after rejecting a $97.4 billion offer for OpenAI. Let that number sink in for a moment. Nearly $100 billion. Not for a piece of OpenAI. For all of it. The offer wasn't just from Musk. It included other high-profile investors, an attempt to essentially buy back the company and return it to its original vision. From Musk's perspective, it was a rescue mission. A chance to save OpenAI from the corporate interests that had corrupted its mission. From Altman's perspective, it was an insult. The rejection wasn't quiet or diplomatic. It was public, pointed, and personal. "I don't think about him that much," Altman said of Musk in a Friday interview. A dismissal that hit exactly where it was intended to hurt. But the rejection revealed something deeper than wounded pride. It showed that this fight isn't really about money or even control. It's about two completely different visions of what AI should become and who should have the power to shape it. Musk's offer represented a return to the original OpenAI, decentralized, nonprofit, focused on safety over speed. Altman's rejection represented the current OpenAI, aggressive, well-funded, racing to deploy AI at scale, regardless of who gets left behind. The feud made its way to federal court, where a judge suggested she's unlikely to halt the company's plan to restructure for now. Translation: Altman won the first round, but the war is far from over. Just when you thought this couldn't get messier, Musk dragged Apple into the feud. And not in a subtle way. Musk took to X on Monday to warn Apple that his AI company, xAI, would take immediate legal action against the tech giant. His accusation? Apple is behaving in a manner that makes it impossible for any AI company besides OpenAI to reach #1 in the App Store, which is an unequivocal antitrust violation. Here's what's really happening. ChatGPT was ranked #1 in the top free apps section of the American iOS store. Apple partnered with OpenAI last year to integrate ChatGPT into iPhone, iPad, Mac laptop, and desktop products. Meanwhile, Musk is unhappy with how Apple is promoting ChatGPT, a rival to his own Grok. So now we have three players in this game. Musk with his Grok AI, Altman with ChatGPT, and Apple serving as the platform that can make or break their reach to consumers. And Musk is essentially arguing that Apple is playing favorites, giving OpenAI advantages that other AI companies don't get. Musk says Apple allegedly favors ChatGPT and OpenAI by never featuring Grok or X in the App Store. It's a bold accusation. It's also a sign of how personal this war has become. Because now it's not just about AI philosophy or corporate structure. It's about market access, consumer reach, and the power to decide which AI gets to talk to which humans. Apple, for its part, has remained diplomatically silent. But their partnership with OpenAI speaks loudly enough. Sam Altman says Elon Musk is not a happy person. Probably his whole life is from a position of insecurity. When billionaires start psychoanalyzing each other in public, you know the gloves have come off. But Altman's comment reveals something important about how this fight is being waged. It's not just about technology or business strategy anymore. It's become deeply personal. A battle of egos disguised as a battle of ideologies. Think about it. Both men have built their entire identities around being visionaries. Musk as the entrepreneur who's going to save humanity through electric cars, space exploration, and brain chips. Altman as the AI leader who's going to usher in a new era of human capability through artificial intelligence. When visionaries clash, it's never just about the immediate disagreement. It's about whose vision of the future gets to be real. And when you're dealing with something as consequential as AI, technology that could reshape every aspect of human existence, the stakes feel existential. This time the stakes are higher than any previous tech feud. Because unlike fights over social media platforms or ride-sharing apps, this one is about the technology that could determine whether humanity thrives or becomes obsolete in the age of artificial intelligence. And both men know it. Strip away the personalities, the lawsuits, and the Twitter drama, and you're left with a fundamental question. Who should control artificial intelligence? Musk's answer is decentralized safety. He wants AI development to be transparent, cautious, and accountable to humanity as a whole, rather than to profit margins or individual companies. His vision is of AI development that moves slowly enough to be understood and controlled. Altman's answer is accelerated capability. He believes the best way to ensure AI benefits humanity is to build it as quickly and efficiently as possible, using whatever partnerships and funding structures will get us there fastest. His vision is of AI development that moves too quickly for competitors or regulators to keep up. Musk has accused OpenAI of becoming a closed-source, profit-maximized company, betraying its founding principles. Altman would argue they've simply evolved beyond the constraints that would have kept them from achieving their original mission. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Both approaches come with massive risks. Musk's approach risks slowing down, beneficial AI development in the name of safety, potentially allowing less scrupulous actors to gain advantages. Altman's approach risks deploying powerful AI before we fully understand its implications, potentially creating problems faster than we can solve them. And caught in the middle are the rest of us. The consumers, the citizens, the humans whose lives will be shaped by whichever vision wins. Apple's role in this fight reveals another layer of complexity: the power of platforms to decide which technologies succeed and which fail. Elon Musk is accusing Apple of an unequivocal antitrust violation for allegedly favoring OpenAI in the App Store's AI rankings. Whether or not you believe the accusation, it highlights a crucial reality about how innovation works in the modern economy. It's not enough to build the best technology, you also have to get it into people's hands. And increasingly, that means getting approval from platform companies that control access to consumers. Apple controls access to iPhone users. Google controls access to Android users and web search. Microsoft controls access to enterprise customers. These platforms have become the gatekeepers of technological progress. They decide which innovations get featured, which ones get buried, and which ones get blocked entirely. And their decisions aren't just about technical merit. They're about business partnerships, strategic alliances, and sometimes personal relationships. Musk's frustration with Apple isn't just about Grok versus ChatGPT. It's about a system where the platforms that control distribution have as much power over the future as the companies building the technology itself. And when those platforms start picking winners and losers, or when they're perceived to be picking winners and losers, it raises questions about whether innovation is really about who builds the best product or who builds the best relationships with the right gatekeepers. While Musk and Altman wage war over principles, patents, and platform access, the real consequences land on everyone else. Every time they fight, AI development becomes more fragmented. Instead of collaboration, we get competition. Instead of shared standards, we get incompatible systems. Instead of transparent development, we get corporate secrecy as each side tries to gain advantages over the other. But maybe that's not entirely bad. Competition has historically driven innovation faster than cooperation. The space race gave us moon landings. The browser wars gave us better web technology. The smartphone wars gave us devices that would have seemed like magic 20 years ago. The AI wars might give us artificial intelligence that's more powerful, more accessible, and more useful than what any single company could have built alone. Or they might give us AI that's optimized for corporate profit rather than human benefit. AI that's designed to lock users into particular ecosystems rather than to solve universal problems. AI that reflects the biases, limitations, and blind spots of whichever vision happens to win. The truth is, we won't know which outcome we're getting until it's too late to change course. And that's what makes this fight so consequential. And so dangerous, because while Musk and Altman battle over who gets to control the future keeps arriving whether we're ready for it or not. This episode is likely to become a footnote to the ongoing fight between the tech titans. But footnotes have a way of revealing the character of the story they're attached to. This isn't just a business dispute or a clash of personalities. It's a preview of how the most important decisions about humanity's future are being made. By billionaires, in boardrooms and courtrooms, through lawyers and press releases and social media posts. Billionaires versus billionaires. That's how one news outlet described it. And maybe that's the most honest framing we're going to get. The future of artificial intelligence, the technology that could determine whether the next century brings unprecedented prosperity or existential catastrophe, is being decided by two men who can't even agree on what they built together. That should terrify us. But it should also clarify something important. If we want a say in how AI develops, we can't leave it to the visionaries. We need to get involved ourselves. as citizens, as consumers, as the people whose lives hang in the balance of these Silicon Valley feuds. Because when gods fight, mortals suffer. And in the age of artificial intelligence, we're all mortals now. The question isn't whether Musk or Altman will win their war. The question is whether any of us will survive it. What do you think? Should AI development be controlled by competing billionaires, or is there a better way to ensure this technology serves humanity? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your perspective on this, and if this breakdown of the AI wars gave you something to think about, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the tech feuds that are quietly shaping our future. Because when titans clash, the rest of us need to pay attention.